You know, it's so wild to see this right wing bullshit anger at Disney when they're not even mad at them for the right reasons. It's like, they're like, oh no, you're introducing the concepts of gender spectrum and potentially homosexuality or whatever. Right? Like, these aren't even like, this isn't even like the reasons to be mad at Disney because Disney has a lot of making up to do because they have had stereotypes against specific minority groups for fucking decades. They buy off politicians locally by using PAC money to get their preferred candidates elected. Like in Anaheim, literally, okay, so the parking garage, which at the time when they built it, it was the largest parking garage in the world for a short time. Japan usually likes to beat us out whenever we build something really big here in Orange County. Japan is like the next country that's like, oh, fuck, no, you have 8 lanes, you have 10 lanes. Oh, well, we're going to build a bigger freeway than you. You have the largest parking garage in the world. Oh, just wait. Just you wait. Um, that parking garage gets rented to them for something like $1 a year from the city of Anaheim. It is owned by the city of Anaheim, and they charge something like, I mean, I haven't been to Disneyland a long ass time at this point, but the last time I went, it was like $20 to go park in that parking garage, and that was over a decade ago, I think. It was a long ass time ago. Um, you want to give shit to Disney, talk about how overpriced everything is. Talk about how before we even had a pandemic, they had a measles outbreak at Disneyland because they overpacked the parks. At least now, I think you actually have to get a reservation to go to the park because they are trying to limit capacity. So thank you at least for that, but it's still too many people. It's a cesspool of fucking disease. Okay, so anyway, there are lots of reasons to hate Disney. Being woke is not one of them. That is the dumbest ass reason to hate Disney.
Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Disney and the right, and a message I got, and a truck that I saw. If you don't know the right wing of the United States, there are segments of it. It's not throughout the right wing yet, but it's growing. There are segments of it that are really mad at Disney. And they're taking like little shots at Disney and stuff like that. And I got this message. And some political commentator said something to the effect of, you know, I don't like Disney because I'm a grown man. And the person was like, what do you think of that? And I'm like, what a softball question. Y'all know I like Disney. Um, but it got me thinking about the whole image that the right wing is casting now. The Republican Party used to be able to cast themselves.
I mean, I like, why weren't they having fits over the fact that that one movie they did that was like the Hawaiian movie? It was the Hawaiian movie. I can't remember. What, Lilo and Stitch? No. Um, there was this movie they did where they didn't have belly buttons. It was fucking weird. But seriously, you gonna be mad at Disney? How about, okay, so you all know how I like the Death in books, the Death in Yellowstone, Death in the Grand Canyon, Death in Yosemite, and I have Behind the Ears too, which talks about deaths in Disneyland. But I also remember reading something, and maybe I'm getting this wrong, but I think I'm right here. There was an incident where a child went up to the water. There's like this. Okay, so if you go to the Magic Kingdom in Florida, there is this giant lake that you take a ferry to get to the entrance of the Magic Kingdom, which is their version of Disneyland. And it's a classic version. It's like old school, has all the old rides. It's never updated because they have 3 other parks where they put all the other rides that they also have updated Disneyland with. So Disneyland doesn't look anything like the Magic Kingdom anymore, but they have this big body of water that you have to cross before you get to the Magic Kingdom. And one of the stories I read, and I might be wrong, but I'm fairly confident I read the story, was a child went down by the edge of the water and got fucking taken down by an alligator. I mean, literally, if you have alligators in your goddamn lake, don't you think maybe you should have some signs up for they always get out of this shit. They settle. They have never been successfully sued for any of the damages they've done to people, y'all. They fucking killed a kid, dude. They had an alligator in the water. Nice.
As the party of the working class. They weren't, but they could pretend to be. Now they're attacking so many things that are just American staples. You know, for a lot of people, going to Disney, if you're talking about average family size, average income, this is a twice in a lifetime experience. You go once when you're a kid and your parents can afford to take you, and then once when you're an adult and you can afford to take your kids, and that's it. This is something that a lot of working class families, they work extra hours, they save to be able to take their kids there because their kids love it, right? And I just don't.
They don't have the Matterhorn at the Magic Kingdom. That one's missing, but they still have Bear Country Jamboree. They don't have that at Disneyland anymore, but they still have it at the Magic Kingdom. They have Bear Country Jamboree. I seem to remember their Pirates of the Caribbean isn't as cool as what they got at Disneyland either. It's weird how they're different, but they do have the hall. They all have the Hall of Presidents, both of them. But they're missing the Matterhorn, which makes the landscape look really weird. And their stuff. Okay, so everything is scaled. Everything's scaled, so it's like smaller, right? Main Street, the castle, and they have different castles. You know, they have Disneylands like all over the fucking world, and they all have a different castle. I think the one at Disneyland is Sleeping Beauty's castle, because when you go through the maze in the castle, it's the Sleeping Beauty scenes. The one at Magic Kingdom, I think, is Cinderella, and it's slightly larger. Everything's a little bit bigger at the one in Florida, but at the same time, it's kind of like, it feels like a smaller property. Like there's less there. They do still have the People Mover. That's another ride that got removed from Disneyland that they still have at Magic Kingdom. They still have the People Mover, but it's not even good as the original. I remember the original. They had the Tron set up in it. They don't have that at the Magic Kingdom. They don't have the Tron portion of it.
Understand what they hope to gain from this, outside of the social media echo chamber. And as I'm thinking about this total softball of a question, I have to go into town. And I pull out and I get behind this truck on the highway, and it's the exact kind of truck you would expect in my area, you know, giant diesel. And I can tell that it's one of those trucks that has the wrap behind it, you know, the mural. I can't tell what it is on the sides, but I can see it coming around the edges of the tailgate. And that's when I see the bumper sticker that says F Disney on it. And I'm just sitting here thinking that this person is probably somebody that is in that social media echo chamber, but that a few years before, they probably would have taken that truck somewhere and pulled extra shifts for 2 weeks to take their little girl to Disney. And I'm following it along, and I'm looking at the truck, and then I'm looking at the back window, which, if you don't know, it's very common to have murals in the back windows of a lot of big trucks. And
I'm trying to remember exactly why they're mad at Disney though. Like what's their problem? Because they're not mad at them for any sensible reasons like overpriced tickets or overpriced parking or anything. Like what I'm sorry, what is it again? What are you mad at Disney for exactly? Is it because they have like a pride day or I mean they have for decades. Like this isn't new. Why is it a problem now? What exactly is your problem with Disney? I mean, are you guys just losing your fucking minds that you just need to be mad all the time? I mean, even gay people eat Chick-fil-A at this point, okay? And have gotten past the fact that okay, it's a dumbass company with dumbass political opinions. But they have good chicken sandwiches, right? I don't particularly like them. They put fucking pickles on them, but whatever.
This is exactly what you would expect. It's an American flag, but the stars are replaced with little AR-15s, and the middle stripe turns into the thin blue line, and then it turns into the firefighter thing, and right in the middle is a big old Punisher skull.
Okay.
And I'm sitting here.
Wait, he didn't have like the hanging balls off of his tailgate? Because that's another thing they like to do. He didn't have the hanging balls, Bo.
Thinking, I'm like, how are you going to have a bumper sticker that says F Disney and then advertise their castle?
Mm-hmm.
Not the castle at Disney World, Frank Castle. And for most of those people that have a Punisher skull on their truck, that's the Punisher's name. Disney owns Marvel. If y'all are going to go on one of your little tirades where y'all break stuff and, you know, throw out all the stuff you already paid for, man, y'all are going to have a lot of stuff to smash and scrape off. Disney owns everything.
Yep.
A lot of the things that the right wing just holds up as their symbols, their icons, Disney owns them. This is going to be like the InBev thing, only worse. If it reaches that critical mass and it turns into a whole, you know, we're not going to buy anything from Disney, and they start smashing stuff on social media, I mean, it's going to be wild. They just own so much stuff. They're going to have a real hard time sorting through the products, trying to figure out what they're allowed to buy because, you know, their betters are angry at Disney. It's a...
Oh, and your Happy Meal toys too, Bo. Because they always do partnerships whenever they have like some sort of movie release, right? So you can't let your kids have those Happy Meal toys anymore, right? They do these promotions all the time. So, oh, no. Can't let my kids play with Disney toys. Really? Do you realize how many toys you're removing out? Like, these people are so goddamn stupid. It's hilarious.
It's a unique thing, but it shows how the Republican Party, you know, they lost touch with the youth of the country. That's obvious and becoming more obvious as they, you know, try to raise the voting age and stuff. But it shows that they're going to lose touch with their base as well.
Yeah.
With that working class base, that base that they always tried to appeal to. Because
this is not a problem, though, Bo. This is not a problem. If they want to scare away their voters, that's fine by me. And it should be fine by you as well. If they want to be so stupid that they fucking spook off their voters, cool. Let's go.
As they attack all of these icons that are icons of the traditional American family, which is what they're supposed to stand for, eventually they're going to get pushback. They're going to hit traditions that are just, they're not worth giving up for the social media clicks. And I have a feeling that going after Mickey and his favorite hitter, Frank Castle, that might be one of those items. They might just better leave that mouse alone. Anyway, Elephants are afraid of mice. They probably should be. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.
Yeah. No more Mickey Christmas Carol for you all. No more Halloween specials. You know, ABC is also owned by Disney, by the way. You can't watch Channel 7 anymore, y'all. ABC is owned by Disney. You guys are so stupid.